Welcome to the Learn to Crochet series with myself, Faye of Unravel and Unwind. In this video we are looking at crossed stitches and I am using Sheep Years River Washed and a size 3 Addy swing hook. The stitch patterns that we have been featuring in this series have all come from a publication by Montrico called 500 Motifs Pattern Stitches Techniques, which was first published in 1985. Our foundation chain will be 15 chain plus 2, so 17 chain. You're going to start by making a double crochet in your third chain from hook and chain 1. Then we are going to miss the next chain, double crochet in the next and chain 1. And that is your repeating pattern. Miss a stitch, double crochet in the next and chain 1. And this will create your foundation row. At the end of your foundation row, you are going to turn and chain 2. The chain 2 is your turning chain for this particular stitch. So to make the stitch, we're going to insert our hook into the first chain space and we're going to yarn round and draw up a loop. Then insert your hook into the second chain space, yarn round and draw up a loop. Then we're going to yarn round, take it through the first loop, yarn round and then take it through all 3 and then chain 1. So for your next stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the chain space where you finished your previous stitch, yarn round and bring up a loop. Then insert your hook into the next chain space, yarn round, bring up a loop, yarn round and take the first loop off and then yarn round and through all 3 and then chain 1. Insert your hook into the chain space where your last stitch finished, draw up a loop, insert your hook into the next chain space, draw up a loop, yarn round, take 1 loop off, yarn round, take all 3 loops off and chain 1. Insert your hook into the chain space where your previous stitch ended, draw up a loop, insert your hook into the next chain space, draw up a loop, yarn round through 1 loop, yarn round through 3 loops and chain 1. And you're going to continue that to the end of the row. For the last stitch on the end of the row, we're going to insert our hook into the space that the previous stitch ended to draw a loop up, and then we're going to insert our hook into that chain 1 at the end of the row to draw up a loop, and then yarn round, take it through first loop, yarn round and through all 3. And for our turning chain, we need 2 chain. Insert your hook into the first chain space and draw up a loop. Put your hook in the second chain space, draw up a loop, yarn round through 1, yarn round through 3 and chain 1. And like with the previous row, you're going to use the first chain space will be where your previous stitch ended and the second chain space is the next one along. It's a little bit tricky to find that stitch on the end of the row because it is in fact the turning chain from the previous row. You can see these are kind of textured, they're a little bit raised in places. Once you get into a rhythm, it is fairly easy. It creates a lovely dense piece of fabric, a little bit stiff in this yarn. I think it would make for a nice stitch pattern to use maybe on gloves or wrist warmers, in that it's very dense. I think that could be quite warm. If you have a go at this stitch pattern and you make something with it, why not let us know in the comments below? It'd be really interesting to see how other people will use this stitch pattern. If you've been enjoying this series of videos and you'd like to know when the next videos go live, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to receive notifications. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and why not give us your feedback in the comments thread below. You can also get early access to our videos and exclusive content by joining us on patreon.com/unravel and unwind. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.